So, examples of China stealing intellectual property? Coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So, I did a video, one of my most recent video, about how China was, the reason why Trump was putting tariffs on China was because they steal a lot of intellectual property from a lot of companies that are outside of China. And the way they do this is that if you want to manufacture in China, you have to partner up with Chinese companies and you have to give up your patent rights to the country of China, to the CCP, in which that patent and information will magically wind up finding its way in hands of other companies in China, these Chinese companies, and they'll make knockoffs. So I'm going to give 4 examples of how China have been doing this, and they have been doing this for years. And starting with, phones. Now, mobile devices are here with us. They're here with us to stay. Like I said, I'm old enough. I remember the days before they were mainstream, back when we had payphones. And now everybody has cell phones. It's just mainstream now. They've gotten so inexpensive that everybody has cell phones. And me personally, I like to protect mine with a case because there are very different cases that you can use to put on your phones. Me, I like to go with the out-of-box cases. And of course, out-of-box is an American company that specializes in cases for different mobile devices. Now, my case of choice would be the out-of-box heavy-duty case with the belt clip. To me, I find it's practical, it's max protection for your phone. And you have a belt clip with a holster that you can keep the phone on your side as opposed to in your pocket. And you have keys and other objects that could possibly scratch up your phone, the screen and such. But this is the phone that I had prior. This is my Galaxy Ultra 20. Galaxy S24 Ultra, and this is the case that it's in. This is an out-of-box case. As you can see, you can see the out-of-box symbol on the back of it, and this is the belt clip right here. As you can see, out-of-box only, and they snap together perfectly. Now, this is my old phone prior to that, the S9 Plus. As you can see, is in the case, but no out-of-box on the back of it. No out-of-box on the belt clip, because these are knockoffs. These are Chinese knockoffs that out-of-box designed the cases, and then companies in China started producing them. And of course, I knew it wasn't a branded one when I bought it. But like I said, that's one example of how China steals intellectual property. An example of stolen intellectual property, of course, out-of-box has been producing those things for years now. And as far as tech though, that's pretty much low tech, these cases. But now an example of a higher tech devices will be Bluetooth wireless headset. And of course, there's, this is the latest generation. Of course, Apple was the first to come to the table with their wireless headsets, their headbuds. But now Bose and Sony produce them, and even Samsung has their brand now. But my brand of choice is Jabra. Now, Jabra is basically a Danish company that specializes in audio equipment, and I like their Elite series, and I have several pair of their Elite 75Ts. So I decided to upgrade to the Elite 85T, which is an upgrade, and I ordered a pair on basically eBay, and they were fake. I since ordered another pair that was real, and of course this is the beige color, because they come in various different colors, but I purchased the beige color to differentiate them from my other Jabra headsets. Now, if you look at this, these are the cases right here, the charging cases. If you look at these cases, clearly they are knockoffs. And I mean, there's virtually no difference. The only real difference that you'll see in these charging cases would be the gold logo inside the gold color inside the Jabra logo on the real ones. And it seems that the real headsets are a slightly lighter color, maybe a slightly lighter color, grayish color. But also in the interior of the cases, you'll find that the part where the earbuds fit in actually has a rubber coating, whereas in the fake ones, it's just plastic. It's just all plastic. But clearly this was a knockoff, a Chinese knockoff of Jabra. Now, as far as the headbuds, clearly that's more obvious. You can see the difference between the real and the fake. You see the fake, basically mic holes. They again, these fake mic holes. Also, the buttons on the top of the surface of the earbuds. The fake ones, you see the color bleeds through. So they did a horrible job of painting on it, and the color just bleed right through from the lights, the LED lights. But if you didn't have the real headbuds, you wouldn't know the difference. You wouldn't be able to tell unless you have the real ones, that you compare the real ones to the fake ones. Now, another example of things that are just knocked off from China would be memory cards. Now, I have to say that this is probably the second most important component other than your devices, and is also the most likely to be fake. We've been seeing fake cards on eBay and on these websites now that's floating around for years, and most people probably didn't know it and probably were burnt by these. So a perfect example of fake memory cards. Well, these are two memory cards that I bought off of eBay for a good price. Again, these are the SanDisk Extreme Pro cards. And basically, what makes the cards fake is that they either don't offer the advertised capacity, or the read and write speed is nowhere near what they say it is. So as you see, these cards here are supposed to be 512 gigs. Well, the one that I opened, I checked it out, and it only had about 8 gigs. And the read and write speed, it was far from Extreme Pro. But if you look at these cards, you wouldn't know the difference. These cards are virtually identical to the real cards. That's how far they go, and how far they went in trying to basically sell these fake cards and put these fake cards out here. Now, there are ways that you can spot the fake cards, though. There's several ways that you can spot. Number one, if it's easy to open, you can easily just rip it open without any effort. Because there used to be where it required a pair of scissors. You weren't, I don't care who you were. Unless you were Lou Ferrigno or somebody as the Hulk, you had to get a pair of scissors. And also, so if it just rips open easily, it's fake. Also, if you look at the plastic on the front of it, if you look at the back, if you open it up and there's no covering in the back, the card and the adapter, the micro SD cards and the adapter just fall out, just come out of it. There's no backing, then you know it's fake, because the real cards will have some type. They used to have used to be fully encased in plastic. Now what I noticed that they'll put this little plastic type of melted plastic on the back of it, where you have to dig it out of there. But if there's no backing and it just falls out, more than likely these are fake cards. Another thing that you need to look for is printing on the cards themselves, and the adapter. Now the micro card is kind of hard to see because they're so small, even though they'll still be printing on it. But it's really, you want to look at the adapter. If you don't see the name and date, the manufacturer date printed on the adapter, it's probably fake. But again, these are ways that you can tell that they're fake. But I would say there's also websites or apps that you can use and download to your phone or on your computer, where it would check to see the actual capacity and speed. But I would say, if you want to buy these cards, make sure you go to a reputable place. And if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Now the last device would be phones. Surprise, surprise, now they're knocking off phones now. And I'm talking about phones that's supposed to be the actual real name brand phone, Samsung. And I almost got burnt by this. I bought basically an S23 Ultra, or what I believe to be S23 Ultra, but it was actually a fake. And they went so far as to make the boxes look just like the box that it comes in, just like the regular boxes. And it basically, as soon as I got it, it started going left because I started knowing things. Again, I don't have the pictures that I uploaded to eBay when I returned it. I must have deleted them in my phone, but the things that I found where I started to realize something was up was, first and foremost, it didn't charge properly. You know, I would use my same charging cable that I would use for any multiple devices, and it wouldn't charge. So I found one of my cables that I had was actually one of the cheaper cables. It charged. And then I couldn't get the fast charging to work. The fast charging would not work. And so I went online to figure out how to switch it to fast charging. But when you go to the settings menus was fake. It was completely different. I thought they had changed them. So I checked my other two phones, and any other phones I had, and the menu was the same. So I thought maybe they changed the menu. No, it was the companies who knock them off. They basically don't completely make the menu the same. And of course, the camera modules on it were fake. Everything on the back, it was all cosmetic to look like an S23 Ultra, but in reality, only the top camera worked. Everything else was just cosmetic and fake. And also those bottom two cameras on it had that bluish tinted color. You know, it was just more and more creepily. It was just fake. I tried, connecting it to my other phone with Smart Switch, which is basically the Samsung app that makes it easier to, very easy to switch from one phone to the other. It wouldn't connect to my other phone. And after a while, I just realized, after I went to the internet and I found videos, YouTube videos, I'll post a link to one video that basically showed the difference between the knockoff phones and the real. But suffice it to say, y'all want to be careful out there. When you're ordering stuff just from eBay, you want to make sure you get it from a reputable source and check it out when you get it. Make sure it's not a fake. Now, one of the places that I recently started going to was Back Market to buy my phones, because it's just a more reputable place. It's not like it's in-house, and it's not like you have multiple people everywhere and any which where that have an account that sell phones. They sell phones in-house, and it's just a more reputable place. But just make sure you want to go to a reputable place, because now they're faking phones. And I don't know about Apple phones, but I'm pretty sure they're probably faking those too. Anyway, like I say, that's just 4 examples of how China knock off products out there, and that's just the tip of, it's not even the tip of the iceberg of what they do. So this is how China steals intellectual property. And I guarantee there's plenty of other companies out there that would love for somebody to put their hammer down on China for doing this, but they've been doing this for years now. And this is part of the reason how China has ascended. Again, they were made to be the manufacturing hub of the world. Not like they went out there and got it on their own. The elitists made them a manufacturing hub. And I don't want to go into conspiracy theory, but suffice it to say, that's why I think it was a great idea for Trump to say enough is enough, for us to finally have somebody who's going to advocate for us, who's going to put China in their place. And if there's anybody who's going to do it, it will most certainly be Trump. Anyway, like I said, there are various other examples of China's knocking off products, but I just gave you 4 here. So this is why, again, just an example of how China knock off products, and make sure you buy electronic equipment, be careful. Anyway, y'all, as always, until next time.